Hello and welcome to Skittles Saturday Suggestions. My name is Sarah Tillinghast. I'm a Platinum Certified Whole Brain Teaching Instructor, and today I want to talk to you about how you can use Brainies in your writing time to help spark amazing foundational writing skills. So for the next couple of weeks and beyond, I'm going to be answering questions that other educators have that are implementing whole brain teaching. So this past weekend, I saw a question that was left on one of our kindergarten social media pages for whole brain teaching about what's the difference between Brainies, what's the gestures, wonder words, all of that. It was a very meaty question. So I'm not going to answer all of her question in one episode because she had a lot. She may have not realized she had a lot, but she had a lot to unpack. So what I'm going to start with today is actually just talking about foundational gestures that we use for writing. So I don't want you to get this confused with American Sign Language. I use American Sign Language in my home with my son. Okay, and I have used it some in my classroom. However, Brainy gestures and American Sign Language are actually different. Okay, so a brainy gesture is the memory gesture that your motor cortex will remember, because the motor cortex of your brain has the best memory. Okay, and if you haven't gotten to be a part of the series on the brain and the parts of the brain, I highly recommend that. But anyway, so the brainy gesture is the gesture for a certain concept that you're wanting your students to remember. So I am just going to go over a couple of these and then talk about how long it would take me to introduce all of these in my classroom. So I'm just going to go over the gestures that my students are using currently. In my class, this is the second full week of October. We've been in school over 30 days. So the first one is capital lettered. So whenever we start a sentence or we say our heart word I, or we say a name, we always are using a capital letter. Are my kindergartners proficient at this? No. Do they need reminders sometimes? Yes, they're still cool. And I tell them that. You forgot your capital letter. Let's try that again. So this is anytime they're speaking and they're answering a question for me in a whole group or in small groups when we're answering comprehension questions. I always have them answer in complete sentences. If you haven't seen the kindergarten writing YouTube video by Andrea Schindler, that's amazing as well. So we have the capital letter, and then punctuation, so the period, so a flat hand, and then I have them make a squeaky break sound because it's fun. It's very quick though because it stops the sentence, so so they have the capital letter and the period. The other thing that my students have started doing is started to add to their details, so we're now starting to see the word and some. However, be very careful when using and, because you don't want them to start using run-on sentences. So right now we're talking double whammies. So let's say I ask the question, who are the characters in the story? Okay, my students would answer Pam and Sam are the characters in the story. Okay, so notice how it wasn't two phrases put together by the word and. There was more than one answer to my question, so we use and because it's going to be a double whammy. I've slowly started to bring in comma, and I'll talk about that when I have my parts of speech Brainies video in a couple weeks. This video has already been very long, hence why I was not going to be able to answer our amazing educators' full questions in one Saturday suggestion video. So next week, I'm going to talk to you about our grammar, our parts of speech, gestures, and what we've learned so far. So anyway, I hope this video was helpful, and have a great rest of your weekend and an amazing week next week. Bye.